Hi, Scott here. Hope you're well. Hope you had a profitable week in the markets last week. And of course, last week was the end of quarter as well as the end of the month. So there were some unusual movements towards the end of Friday as people closed out their positions for the quarter. And something to be aware of this week because it's the first week of the month of the quarter. So again, today there could be some people opening up positions, which might make it a bit more uncharacteristic kind of movements, big jumps as people open up big positions. So just be aware of that. There's also some news this week. Being the first week of the month, it's NFP, non-farm payroll, and a few other news events as well. So keep an eye on that. What we'll actually do, we'll have a quick look at that later on. Just be aware that you need to use it in your time zone so you get the right time of when these news events are released, and make sure you just be aware of it. So if you're in positions, then you might want to tighten the stops a bit or whatever. Okay, let's jump into the charts. There's a few things to look at today. So we'll look at this, share screen. Okay. Right, so what do we have here? Let's have a look. I have my list. That's not the one to look at. The first one on my list is Aussie yen. Aussie yen. We go to the higher time frames first, get a feel for what's going on. So we've had this overextended run on the monthly and the weekly, and the daily's finally broken down. Are we seeing any wave here? Maybe there's a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the daily. Not that clear. A very bearish day on Friday, which implies there may be some continuation of that today. We'll look at the lower time frames and we'll focus on the 1 hour. That gives us most of what we need to know. And so on Friday, this is the red is the daily, so the hourly 50, and the blue is the 4-hour 50. So we broke above the hourly 50, just tested the 4-hour 50 pretty much on Friday, was that? And then it broke down. It's hard to know whether this is normal market behavior or whether this was the selling for the end of the quarter. We don't know, but it started back. I'm recording this an hour or so after the markets open on a Monday morning. So we're getting some pullback already. Hopefully we'll get a nice, this is a Aussie yen, purely Asian pair. The Aussies are actually on holiday today, public holiday. So not sure if that'll make any difference to the market movements, but looking for a pullback here to the 1 hour 50 and then taking it short. Do we have any Elliott wave here? Elliott wave, got a double top, pretty much. From here, wave 1, wave 2, a large wave 3. This will be a wave 4 pullback, and then we're looking for wave 5. So being a wave 5, we don't want to push our profit targets too far. These lows would be the maximum I'd suggest, and you may even want to go a little bit less than that, depending on your fib extension of your wave 3. Wave 3 starts here, comes down to here, it pulls back to about here somewhere. The 618 extension kind of lines up reasonably close, maybe make it a little bit tighter. So that's a possible trade. Stop behind. This is not an IBO because the 4-hour 50 is behind us. So this is an ACBB. ACB being the continuation. So we had a breakdown here on the 4-hour, pull back to the 4-hour, and continuation. So it's an ACB, and it's the ACBB because it's like an IBO. It's a break of the 1 hour 50. After this, return to the downtrend and a quick pullback, and then jump on board for downtrade. So that's Aussie yen, Aussie USD. Similar kind of action, big sell-off on Friday. We've had a big run down here. It's overextended yet. It's kind of it's a bit overextended. But we look at the lower time frames and see what we have. We have a very similar kind of thing here. We've got a double top, kind of. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback and a 5. So again, we do our fib extension. We'll probably be around the same kind of area, around these lows or just above. Keep an eye on that one. Stop behind 75. And this also lines up very well with the pivots. If you want to do a quick one-to-one trade, you could tighten up a little bit behind the pivot and do a quick one-to-one. That's also an option there for Aussie USD. As I said, I wouldn't push it below these lows. Swiss yen. Swiss yen, we've had a breakdown from the top, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. This is wave 5 down to the daily 50. It could be, it's not that clear, it's kind of breaking up out of the daily 20, daily 50 zone. Bearish day yesterday. Let's see what the lower time frames give us. This kind of ties in with the general thesis of yen pairs going down, therefore yen getting some strength. Still having some strength. So what do we have here on the lower time frames? Not the best. We've got a daily 20 here, this dark red line. Got a breakdown and a pullback will give us a nice entry. We could even have that as a CBO if the 4 hour is coming back quite quickly. It's quite early, it's coming back. If it did come back, entry around the pivot, which is also the 382 of this latest run. Let's quick look at the 4 hour. Are we getting a 4 hour break and retest? It's marginal. It depends how quickly it comes back. As I said, it might be low volume early hours because Aussies are on holiday. That's something to be aware of. It's either, it could be an IBO, or if there's a nice break and retest with a 4 hour, if it hangs around here for a few more hours, then it could be a CBO, which means you can tighten the stop a little bit. Or it could just be a little pip snatcher, quick pip snatcher one-to-one. All those are possibles. Yes, that's enough on that one. Okay, pound Aussie. Pound Aussie. Pound after this crazy week we had last week. A lot of bullish strength for the pound. Expecting some kind of bullish day today. Look on the lower time frames, on the 1 hour. Very bullish. We've got this, could be a trend line here, only 2 touches. Oh, maybe there's 3. 1, 2, 3 touches, so maybe that's a good trend line. Quick pip snatcher. It's a bit overextended, so I wouldn't want to push it too far. It's a big run up in the last couple of days. So pip snatcher, pull back to the pivot, and trend line to protect us. Well, hourly 50 is quite a way behind, so that's something to consider. If I have to wait for that to pull back in the next 6 to 8 hours or so, maybe that'll pull back. So we'll see how that plays out. Pound CAD, there's a few pounds on here, which will probably be very similar with the bullish run the pounds had. Again, we've had a bullish day Friday, and we're looking for that to continue to some extent. Again, a pip snatcher is all I would do. We've already had our breakout and retest, so it's not an IBO. And we've got a trend line here. Quite nice looking trend line, maybe. Oh, I didn't quite pull back to that one. So it could be a trend line there, or you could even have the trend line up here, perhaps, which looks a bit steep. But there are options, and we've got this pullback to the pivot. Quick one-to-one trade there. Again, the 1 hour 50 is quite a way behind, so be aware of that. Really we want that as protection before our S1, and ideally we'll have a quick test of that before continuing up. That's a long way behind, so just be aware of that. Pound CAD, another 6 to 8 hours or so before that was set up. Pound Swiss, very similar thing. Been solid daily 20-50 zone. Again, we're looking for a bullish day today. That momentum continues, and again, a quick pip snatcher one-to-one, daily 20, in line with our pivot, in line with our entry here, and this trend line. trend line's laying out quite well. Again, the 1 hour 50 is quite a way behind, so that may not play out that well. And Kiwi, probably very similar again. Oh, monster bullish day there. Kiwi's obviously got very weak the last few days as the pound is getting strong. So expecting some kind of momentum to continue today. And again, just a pip stature I would suggest, because we're probably looking quite overboard over here. Yeah, we're actually in the red, so be aware of that, in the red. So maybe that should be, I'll put that down to my main list. It's already overextended. May get a quick wave 5. A wave here, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already maybe. Yes, maybe not great. Thank you, Kiwi CAD. So a few Kiwis on the cards here because of the weakness. Again, we're at its major level here, so it's not looking like there's much on offer. There's definitely downward momentum. On the hourly, we do have some room for a quick pullback and a trade short. Again, either to the 618 extension of this run, or to the lows. Also, you could even play the pip stature for quick 1-to-1. That might be a good option as well. Tighten the stop behind the R1, entry around the pivot. We should be where the 1 hour 50 is, and the trend line. That looks quite nice. That could be a nice looking 1-to-1 trade. Kiwi yen. Again, very bearish day. It's looking quite overextended. Yeah, marginal. The lower time frames will give us similar kinds of things to the last one, Kiwi CAD. This is Kiwi yen. So if we get a pullback to the trend line, the 382 and the 1 hour 50, and there's also a pivot here as well if you want to do the quick 1-to-1. So either way, there's a ACBB, it will be, or a quick pitch snatcher. Pitch snatcher might be the way to go. Just seems a little bit easier for quick 1-to-1. What are we doing here? Makes it too wide. So that's almost 1-to-1. Maybe do a bit of messing around with it to make it 1-to-1. Okay, Kiwi yen. Kiwi dollar. Probably very similar. Downward momentum on Friday to continue today, but I don't want to push it too far, and it's probably still oversold. So my rules say don't do any short trades while it's oversold, but it still makes sense to do a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4 pullback, and a wave 5 short. So there still could be room for to finish off the elite wave and do that 5 waves. Last one on this, on my gold list, is dollar Swiss, and we have what do we have? 1, 2, 3. So wave 1, then wave 2, wave 3 to this major level here. Wave 4 pullback to day 20, and then wave 5 is now looking up to recent highs. So again, and here we've got, is there a wave 1, maybe wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Wave 4 pullback, wave 5 to the highs, or something like that. May have the TP a little bit more conservative because wave 3 seems to be quite short, and this wave 3 is actually this one here, from here to here. Either way, we get a pullback here to the pivot, 382 trend line. We could well have a nice long trade up there. And you can even take that as a CBO because of the nice clear break of the hourly 50 and the 4 hour 50. Nice clear break, break and retest. So that could be treated as a CBO, giving you a tighter stop on the 618, and therefore more potential profit. So 3 more to look at, which may line up later today or so. Aussie Swiss, looking at momentum to continue down, I presume. Looking very oversold. So aware of that. We've got a trend line here, which isn't what I'm looking for here. We've got a okay. We've got a right. This is the kind of trend line which is broken here. But it's like a triangle. This seems to be a very strong support level. So looking for reversal. So to make that clearer on my daily, I will stick we are oversold. So at some point we will get a reversal. We don't want to jump the gun, but that could be a nice one there. We've got testing this level here. Testing it, so there's a bounce, it's 1, that's a test there, that's 2, and then broke it slightly, back down for third test, and it broke down, so it took that stops down here, which is good. If we get what we want to see now is a breakout, probably an ABO is a bit, I wouldn't do an ABO because it's been holding on the 1 hour 50 quite a lot. So I want to see a break of that, so we'll see it break from here. Aussie Swiss, it could be in the Asia session or any time during the day. Breakout, pull back to the 1 hour 50, and perhaps the 4 hour 50, or even a lot further because of the day time frame. It's showing us very, very oversold, ready for a pullback to possibly the daily 20. So there's plenty of room to pull back. So that's one to keep an eye on. Pound dollar. So we've had the bounce of the pound. Has it pulled back enough, or is it going to continue? We've got a kind of doji-ish looking candle on Friday where the daily 20 is. So maybe we're looking for it to go short. Going long is a bit risky, going through the daily 20. It's actually setting up for a CBO long. I'll see that now. And from here to here. So it's setting up nicely for CBO long. But I don't think I'd want to play that one. This looks a bit, yeah, just going into this zone makes it a little bit cool, makes me cautious. If you do get a breakdown below this level here, then we could be looking for a short. So to see how that one plays out. I'm not looking to go long, but short if we get a breakdown. Dollar yen. Is this the crazy triangle? Yeah, this is one that's been going sideways, a little tiny triangle forever, it seems. Waiting for it to break down. Will it break down? The dollar's been so strong. But we've got a very strong line here. Did break it slightly up here, but we've got 1 touch, 2 touch, just missed it there, 3 touches again. Triangle forming there. So I want to see it break the 1 hour 50, break this trend line. So might as well break the 4 hour 50 as well to get a nice, who knows when it'll happen, but when it does break down here, pull back, we'll get a trade to the daily 20. And that could be nice for whenever it happens, sometime soon. We'll see. Okay. All right. I'm back. Okay, good. So there's a few things on there today. I'm not sure it's the best day to be trading with the start of the month, Aussie holiday, and there's some news as well later in the week, which may well rock the markets of interest rates and inflation. I think it is for Swiss, Kiwi, Aussie. So be aware of those as well because they can move the markets a bit. Okay, well, I hope you found that useful. Well, good luck in the markets. Hope you find something profitable out of what I've just shown you. Keep up the trading. Keep up the analysis. And the more analysis you do, the more time you spend on the charts, the better you'll get. You'll be able to see things much more clearly the more you do it. So I wish you all the best. I'll speak soon. Take care.